Right, mate. I think we're live. How you doing?
Yeah, not so bad. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. This is welcome everybody to the podcast. This is going to be a bit of a different podcast this week because we've decided to go live on our Facebook page as well as obviously recording for the podcast. So you have to bear with us. There might be some technical difficulties. Hopefully there's not. So, how's your week been, mate?
Yeah, good. I think I can. I'm just going to mute. So I think I got the chat up, but it was double feeding. So
yeah, the double echo sound.
Yeah. Right. So to answer your question, I'm feeling absolutely fantastically average. I just realised if I do this, I got a white around me. I look like a thumbnail.
You do. You got like a highlighted.
I've always been told I got a glow.
Well, I've had a clean shave, as you pointed out to me, and I feel a bit naked with it. To be honest with you, I feel a bit.
You look like you just shaved for an interview because I've known you with a beard for like the last 12 months, probably.
Probably longer than that. In fairness,
yeah.
I went to a works do yesterday, and it was like a special event, and I decided that when I come home, I would have a shave. And Key was like really on me, can you have a shave? Can you have a shave? And I was like, yeah, all right then, I'll have a shave. And then, do you know, when you shave, you think at the time it's a really good idea, don't you? And you think it's a great idea to have a shave. But however, once you've shaved, you think, man, I look like a little 12-year-old boy or something like that. You get that? It's really weird. It takes you about a week to get used to not having a beard again. It's really strange. It does.
Like one of the kids off the Haribo advert.
I've done it. I've never done it to the bone because I don't think I've shaved for like 10 years. But like, if I've got a clipper and I've like number one'd it and it's short, I feel the same. But like, everyone in my house looks at me weird. Like, where's he gone? You don't look like the same person.
It is strange, mate. I all the time I look at myself and I think, why did you do that? But you know what? Key likes it, so that's the main thing. It's not about.
Well, she prefers it shaved.
No, she prefers me to have no beard.
Never.
Which to be honest with you, I don't actually mind. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. It's actually.
Don't you want to go the big one out there, like the big?
Oh mate, well that was like getting onto the works do I was at last night. It was like a builder's M&E. Like all the mechanical electrical contractors in London, they all get together. It was a charity event, so they're all there, all the big players in London, and basically they I walked out the tube station, so it's at the Royal Lancaster Hotel in London, which it sounds really posh. It's right at Hyde Park. It looks like a posh hotel, and I walk as I got to the tube station, which is Lancaster Gate. You literally walk out. As I got off the tube, I stepped off the tube. Do you know when you go to like a football match and there's loads and loads of people getting off the train and going? Yeah. Well, I just got off and I just followed the group of men, like in suits,
all in suits,
just like random and aftershave, suits and aftershave. That's all you could smell as you got off the train. They're all suited and booted because I say the big players in London. And we went up there and I went up to this and it was quite interesting, do you know what I mean? It was an interesting event, but you go in there and you say about a beard. There was a geezer in there, and no word of a lie, this beard, it was like bushy, massive, and probably one of the best beards you're ever going to see in your life. Do you know what I mean? It was a pretty impressive beard.
I like the ones that like haven't been groomed and they're just like proper down there, and where they keep pulling it at the bottom, it's just like all scruffy.
Yeah. Oh, mate,
and it looks even cooler. You know when people have like they have like the Peaky Blinders like comb back hair or something, and they've got like a massive beard, and you're like, you just want to like get like a load of steins and fill them up and start clunking them, don't you? And
it's mate, the event, right? Honestly, as I said, the event itself, you go in, you went in there, and it was like that. There was blokes, some of the suits in there, mate. Some of the suits, some of the money, right? So Harry Redknapp was there, and he was doing a live talk.
Oh, no way.
And he was telling everyone about stories of. It was like a set-up thing. There was a bloke interviewing him, and there was and obviously Harry Redknapp's telling the stories.
You speak to him?
No, I didn't get a chance to speak to him. There was so many people in there, and obviously loads of West
Did they not
Ham.
tell him Peter Mean was there?
Yeah, loads of West Ham, loads of Tottenham fans, and all that. And to be totally honest with you, I just sort of, well, his stories, mate. He's one of the funniest guys like you've probably ever meet. Harry Redknapp. Some of the stories he tells are just absolutely fantastic. He has got some of probably the best stories that you're ever gonna.
Is he got the one that when he's the last one to get Spurs a cup?
Yeah, but they're all silly. They're all silly stories about football and when he was in I'm a Celeb and all that stuff, you know. And
how old is he now?
I don't know. He must be nearly 8 years old. Got to be mid 70s or 80s. I don't say they didn't say that, but
he's good shape for his age, isn't he?
But he is, and he was talking about all that. But after he'd done his chat, they were giving out. Well, they weren't giving out. They did a chat. They did what they call a sit-down auction. So they had retro West Ham shirts that Harry Redknapp wore. would have worn. Yeah, Harry Redknapp would have worn when he played football. So
that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and what they did is right. Okay, Harry Redknapp's going to sign all these shirts. So there's 10 shirts. And we'll start the bidding at 100 quid. Well, I didn't even stand up. I wasn't interested. I had no interest in these shirts. Straight away, I'm not a West Ham fan for a start, so I sat down. Then it went up 150 quid, 200 quid, 250 quid. Obviously, people slowly started coming down. Geezer next to me really wanted it, really wanted it. 350 quid, 400 quid. He went, no, I'm not paying no more than 400 quid for a retro shirt you can buy off eBay. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is with those, and the reason why they do them is people get so plastered because, like, I'm not a good person to go to them.
Well,
I think the one I went to, I remember there was like a Wayne Rooney top that someone bid on, and then the next one came up and it was in Newport in Wales. And they were like, and we got a signed Goldie looking chain Newport County shirt. And it was the county one when they used to have the big gold chain, the GLC.
Yeah.
And they were like, and I think I paid like 350 quid for that. And I woke up the next day sober and I was like, what have I done? And I think I sold it some for like 50 quid.
Well, this shirt went up to 700 quid.
Did it really? I went to another one, and I bought a Usain Bolt sign something. And then I was so pissed, I left it in the taxi. Luckily, someone else from work got it, and they brought it into work the next day. They were like, "Oh, you left this in the cab," and I'm like, "Oh."
But they do. That's the thing. Like you say, they prey on the people drinking, and they want the people to drink, and they want the people to like, and they plaster you a drink. I mean, I didn't drink that much. I drove home. When I got to the other end, I was like, I'm not doing it. I went. It was like an afternoon lunch thing. So there was like lots going on, but as I say, these shirts went for 700 quid. Harry Redknapp signed, and these blokes were walking around like, "Wee, West Ham shirts, wee." And obviously, I'm sitting there, Mill fan. I'm gonna keep myself quiet. I'm not getting involved. To be totally honest with you, there probably would have been a few Millwall fans in there, but obviously you're not gonna put it out there or anything like that. But it was a good event. Like, it was good for charity. They raised a lot of money. They did all sorts of raffles, stuff like that. But as I say, it was all for like that sort of manly environment. Do you know what I mean? Like real manly, really sort of. I felt a little bit out of place if I'm totally honest with you, because I'm not that
what
sort
do you mean? Because everyone's dressed up and auction thing.
They're all dressed up. They're all like. There's some big money in there, directors of big construction companies or that are in London, obviously.
So who's got the fattest wallet sort of thing?
They've all taken people there. My boss, my operations director, he wanted me to go because we took a client from my job. So I went to it. I didn't really want to go to it, but I went to it. And I was talking to Key afterwards, and I was saying, like, my operations director, he was just absolutely smashing the beers back constantly. He was just like Peroni's down in, And I'm sitting there thinking, Jesus Christ, this geezer's going, do you want another one? Do you want another one? Do you want another one? But he's telling me stories about this event that happens over look, you started up in the 60s, and it was like a man's club when it first started, like a man's club, and it was back in the 60s and 70s. Only men were allowed to go. Once the doors were shut, no one spoke about what happened behind closed doors.
Event, like the place you've gone to.
No, the work event, the actual event. It's an event that's been going for since 1965. I think it said on the ticket, and the foundation's been going. And it was.
What's the company then? Like 60, 70 years old.
Well, yeah, I assume so. I mean, my company, the company I work for, is over 100 years old. It's about 120 years old.
Imagine how many West Ham tops they sold in 70 years.
Well, I imagine Harry Redknapp don't go all the time. Do you know what I mean?
He's mid-70s. He's probably been there everywhere, isn't he? If you could meet anyone famous, who would it be?
Anyone famous?
Yeah, anyone.
But let me ask one question back. Do I get to have a conversation with them for a period of time, or is it I just meet them? Hello, how you doing? Have a photo.
You can do whatever you want for an hour within reason, as long as it's law abiding.
Oh, I'm not talking.
You go for an ice cream. You can't hang them off a cliff, sort of thing.
So you can actually have a serious conversation with the person. Spend an hour. Oh, do you know what? I don't know. That's a tough question when you get put on the spot. I'd like to talk to someone like, I don't know, someone like Lewis Hamilton. I think would be quite interesting to talk to for an hour. Like, obviously, I'm a big fanboy of him, as you know. But probably someone like Teddy Sheringham or someone like that. Someone that
you anyone now, man. You could pick Jesus if you wanted to really go.
Well, okay, so if I can go back to as far as
any time period. Doesn't have to be
any time period. Any time period. I probably want to have a chat with Winston Churchill, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'd like to have a chat with Winston Churchill and just have a general chat with him and just have an hour with him, have a cigar. I don't even smoke cigars, but have a cigar, and then have a chat about life. And
why smoking a cigar such a? I see on TV when people smoke cigars and they're like, "Oh, go the cigar." Like, I think I have tried them when I was younger, but like, I don't know. You get a craving not to smoke it, but just to try it. If that makes sense. You're not Brewdogs.
Yeah, Brewdogs. Sorry.
Isn't there a funny story with Brewdog? Like, something happened with that. They went to China or something, or
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like, to be totally honest with you, this time of year is great to buy beer. Let's be clear. We're at Christmas time. We've just gone completely off topic of what we're talking about. But at Christmas time,
my bad.
To go and buy beer from Tesco is or wherever you want to buy your beer from. It don't have to be Tesco. It can be anywhere. We don't endorse Tesco on this podcast. But everything's on offer. Like, it's club card points, nectar points, Asda points, whatever they are. If it's like 11 quid for a crate or 10 quid for a crate of beer, and it's.
Have you tried the Tesco, the little green dumpy ones? You can buy like 50 of them for £1. I
haven't, no. What ones are that? What beers are you talking about?
Yeah, what's the Tesco own brand? And it's like white with the bars on it. Looks like a jail window.
No, I've never seen them.
They're like, it's literally like £5 for like 50 or something stupid. And they're amazing. They're like 4%. I'm sure they are.
They
taste good. In Aldi, but in Aldi they call them like in some French name to make them exciting. They call them like, instead of Stella, it's like Lelos or something. And they're like, I think there's like 6 or 8 in the pack, and I think they're 4% as well.
Oh, it's do you know what? Right, I've drunk an odd Brewdog every now and again, but I only bought these because I really like the logo on the can. Look.
Yeah, I'm really into that sort of stuff.
That's the only reason I bought them.
I bought a web address the other day. I bought a web address, www.shitbeer.co.uk and shitbeer.com.
Why you
And I
bought
thought,
them?
I'm gonna go and drink some, and then all the ones I don't like, I'm gonna name and shame on the internet.
Did you really?
I did get it. It was like something I think I had a rant because I tried something I didn't really like it, and so I bought the name, and then I just got the domain now. So if anyone wants to buy shitbeer.com, come give me a knock.
That's brilliant. You got a domain. I like that. But yeah, going back to what you were saying about cigars and the stuff like that. I don't know. Like
We were on Winston Churchill, weren't we? We were 10 minutes ago. We were smoking a cigar with Churchill.
But yeah, well, as I said, I've never smoked before. But
Never tried a cigarette.
I'll tell you a story about that. So
Mum and Dad's listening.
no, it's so. Key was like, go on, try it, egg me on, like just once, just once.
Bad influence.
And I was like, all right then, I'll give it a go. Like, and I literally just went, like, put it to my mouth and just took the smallest of puffs. I went, and I literally vomited everywhere. Like, it was the worst taste. I don't know how people do it. I really don't know how people do it. It is not nice.
I used to. I stopped.
It's not nice. It's not
called
pleasant.
turkey when Gents was born.
Oh, it's just not good, mate. Honestly, I'm super proud of Key, by the way, because she smoked for quite a few years when I met her, and when we had Josh, she gave up, and then she started smoking again a few years on from having Josh. Then when she got pregnant with Liz, she stopped again, and then she stopped again. Then she started again a little bit, and then she went. Then Josh said to her one day, "Mum, I don't want you to smoke no more. I don't like it," and all this. And she went, "Okay, then," and just stopped. And
that's awesome.
And she hasn't smoked since, which is I think it's like that was she's probably not smoked now for probably 6, 8, 10 years, something like that. I don't know, quite a long time. But yeah, it used to be a little bit of a thing. She'd like have a smoke and that, and yeah, it's not good. But yeah,
it's like 20 quid a pack of fags, isn't it?
Oh, it's mental now. Like you just really. I mean, we've got a friend that smokes still, and I said to her, "How much is it?" And she said, "It's like 16 or 18 quid for a box of fags." Is it like
do I fill my car up or have a pack of fags?
Oh, it's mad. Like, honestly, I just like you say. But anyway, I don't want to talk about smoking. I think smoking's a bit of a little bit of
a hot topic.
Yeah, a bit of a hot topic in it, because at the end of the day, people want to smoke. They want to smoke, and that's it. But going back to Winston Churchill, I think it'd be great to have a cigar with him. Yeah, it'd be great to have a cigar with him. But who would it be for you anyway? Like, what would be your famous celebrity that you'd want to have a?
I think I would quite like to meet. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because it's like ones that, from an immature standpoint, I'd want to meet, and then ones on this. I think I would like to meet Queen.
Queen the band, or Queen, or the actual Queen.
The actual Queen. I would have liked to have met the Queen.
And what would you say to the Queen? What would you say to her?
I don't know. It's just someone, like, when you think about it, all the people she ever met.
Queenie, how you doing?
Yeah, I'll just say cup of tea.
What a £10 cup of tea, Queenie.
Imagine all the things she did, though, and all the people she met. She's just quite a cool person to meet.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, Paddington Bear.
Would you rather meet her or Charles? You'd rather meet her, wouldn't you? Because she's done more.
You'd have to, because she is the one that you'd want to. She is the one you'd want to meet, isn't it? Like,
I'm going to pivot. I would like to meet Trump.
Trump.
That's
interesting.
He's massively entertaining. He's massively interesting. He upsets everyone, and everyone loves him at the same time.
Do you remember? Did you ever see the Family Guy.
He froze it on my screen for a second. Then
Did you ever? Did you ever see? I think it was a Family Guy episode where they had Bill Clinton in it, and they took a pig, and they took a pig from a like field, or was it The Simpsons? I can't remember. It was one of them. But Bill Clinton,
Spider Pig.
Yeah, no, yeah, Spider Pig. But I'm thinking of. I think it was. I'm sure it was Family Guy, and they took the pig from the field. And they're like, but Bill Clinton was just crazy. He'd like to get stoned and all that. And he would be quite, if he's like that in real life, he would be absolutely amazing to sort of like to go out with someone like that. I think there'd be lots of different people.
I think Trump would be like that though.
Do you reckon so?
Yeah, because I've seen him on like there's a podcast called Nelk Boys, right? And they're all youngsters.
Yeah.
And they hang around with like Dana White a lot and people like that.
I don't know who them are. Now you start to make me feel old because I don't know who their people are.
But they had Trump on.
Yeah.
And he's real down to earth.
I can imagine he probably is. He's like most people, isn't it? Like most guys, like most people. Like did you watch much of I Am a Celeb and Nigel Farage? He's
another one. Like I like him. He came. My friend's a counsellor, and he came to like Wales. And my mate rang me and said, "Do you want to come and meet him?" And I couldn't because I was working at the time, and I was gutted. He's just someone I would have wanted to have met.
He was interesting. He was good.
He's a cool guy, and I think he'd be another really down to earth person. But he let people down a little bit. And I say that I don't mean to be like nasty because I'm a big fan of his, but when he did the like Brexit, whatever it was, like he did that for like years, didn't he? And then he finally accomplished what he was trying to achieve, whether you believe in it or you don't believe in it. And then he went, "Well, I'm done now. Catch you later."
Yeah, but that's the same as
I think people were expecting more from him, weren't they?
That's the same as like he's done his bit. So he done his bit. In fairness to him, he done his bit. Then he passes it over to the government, doesn't he? And he
passes on the radio, didn't he?
And he passes it over to the government, and he says to the government, like, "There you go. You're out of Brexit. It's now your time to do your bit." And that's what he's done, hasn't he? And the government have just gone, fuck this, we can't be arsed no more. Like, or we're not going to do it. Do you know what I mean? Did you just see his spit your drink out?
I just dribbled on myself. Imagine when you said that, I just thought, imagine in Parliament, they literally said that. You imagine Rishi Sunak or someone stood up, can't you? And they're like giving their Prime Minister's questions, and he went, fuck it.
Fuck it. We don't care no more. And we just get on with it. But that's how I imagine that's how I kind of imagine that they are in Parliament sometimes, behind the closed doors and all that. They're like, when it's obviously being filmed all the time, but I can imagine sometimes 100%. They're sitting 100%.
there. I know this for a fact, though. And I'll tell you why. Sorry to cut across.
Go on, you're right.
That was a bit rude, wasn't
it? I'll just have a swig of me brew dog. It's all right.
There's this guy I know, right? And he used to fly. He flies planes, and he used to fly private planes, yeah. And he flew James Cameron to Scotland, apparently.
Right.
This might be a story. This might be real. And on the way back, apparently, he went, "Get me the fuck out of here," on the plane. So you can imagine that, can you? Get me out of here, but like a bit more aggressively.
But that's like, I just there was so just going back to that thing last night. Sorry, I'm going to burp. So apologies. I was just going to burp. I didn't want to burp in the microphone. Brewdog's going down the wrong hole. So going back to that thing last night, Harry Redknapp was chatting away, having a chat, and he turns around and goes, "Oi, you!" And I was like, "Who's he talking to?" Like he looks to his right and he's shouting across the table. He went, "Yeah, you!" And the bloke, and everyone went really quiet. And he went, "Give us 5 minutes, mate. If you're that bored, fuck off outside." He went,
"Never." Is that Redknapp?
Yeah.
Never.
And I was like, whoa. Like,
Remember one when he was on the telly and someone called him a market trader and he went off on one on Sky Sports.
honestly, I was just shocked. I didn't expect it. And the way
I think he's that sort of bloke's got that fire in his belly, though, isn't he? I think if you said something to him, pissed him off, he'd just say it, wouldn't he?
Well, he told stories about that, but yeah, it made me laugh, and it was just the rudeness of it all. But it's just hilarious. Just really, the bloke's a legend in a way because he's that funny. He's absolutely just mad. But I got home last night and I bought a jacket. So
while you were out,
yeah, no. So obviously go to this do. I got invited to this do last minute, and I had to go and buy a suit for it, or a suit or trousers and a jacket or something like that. It was smart casual.
Like a penguin one. I like
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's like it was like smart cash, and I had to I had to go and do I had to go to the shops, and I was looking around for ages. I found a jacket. I thought, it looks all right. I FaceTime Key and said, what do you think of this? Do you think it looks all right? She said, yeah, it looks all right. That's fine. I come home and obviously I was really reluctant to spend the money. Walks in, puts it down. She goes to me, let's have a look at your jacket then. She goes to me, you look like a pimp in that jacket. And I was like,
pimp?
What? Pimp?
What, describe the jacket then.
A pimp. There's nothing wrong with it. It's literally what it is. It had, do you know these guys? Do you know the guys?
The purple one.
So it's like a blue jacket. And
smoking jacket.
It's just like a blue blazer. It's a blue blazer. Basically, it's a blue blazer, right? And in the pocket, apparently. So, do you know, I didn't realise if you pull people, rather than have a hanky in their pocket, they pull the pocket out, didn't they? And there's a pattern inside your pocket. So it makes it look like you're wearing a hanky in your pocket.
Huh?
Yeah, so I didn't know this trick. So apparently, people pull the inside of the pocket out. And I didn't realise it was pulled out. Key went to me, he's got a fucking peacock on it. What's that all about? He said, you might as well be a pimp. I was like, what? A pimp? But I hate wearing suits and stuff like that. I'm really not a fan of wearing suits. I like wearing chinos and a shirt at a push, you know what I mean? I don't
mind it, but like if I was working, sometimes I wear a suit. But like if I'm not working, I'm the scruffiest ever.
I was going to wear it tonight. I was going to wear it for a laugh and wait, not and delay switching the camera on, and then
sound like I really want to see it.
And then I might do it on next week's podcast. I might turn up in it, and
would this
I've got to wear it.
Would this jacket be suitable to wear if you were having a cigar with Churchill?
Yeah, 100%. He would love it. He would absolutely love it, Churchill.
Could you wear it with cords?
Yeah, you could. You can wear it with anything. I
think I want to go it. We both go it, and then we're like in London town,
sitting here with our smoking jackets on.
Have you heard of these things? Have you ever heard of these secret bars in London? Well, they're everywhere, really. I think there's one like this sort of way.
I've never been to one.
You have to knock like 3 times, and they like open this like secret door in the phone box, and then you go in. There's like flirtinis everywhere and peanuts on the bar and stuff.
How do you like come about these secret bars? How are they secret if you know where they are and you have to do a secret knock on the door? Do you get like a secret invite that no one knows about?
I think they're on the web, and then you have to you inquire you want to go there, and then they tell you where they are, and then you go there, but it'll be like random, like you wouldn't think it, and they won't be like really busy. I've never been to one, but like my mate went to one. He said they're okay. It's just a bit of a thing. You go there and have a drink and then fuck off.
Brilliant. I just noticed the comment in the chat. Sorry, it just made me laugh.
You ever seen a peacock? They're massive, aren't they?
Do you know? Apparently they fly as well. Peacocks.
Really? I thought it was too big for that.
Well, no. So I don't where my mother-in-law lives. There's a house down there, and they've got peacocks in their garden, and they sometimes appear on the roof. So I always thought peacocks were a bit like turkeys. And
have they ever seen them fly though?
Do you think the bloke scoops up the peacock, walks go get the ladder out, love, he's going on the roof today. And he gets the ladder out and he holds a peacock, climbs out and goes, right, you're staying up there today, just to make you look like the house look cool.
Or just trying to get some publicity.
Just get some publicity on the house. Like, Jesus, there's a peacock up there. That's that peacock. I didn't think peacocks could fly.
I don't think they can.
Look, I'm just telling you what I see. I've seen it. I've seen the peacock on the house.
Big hill and glided down, maybe.
There's no hills in Suffolk, mate. Do you know where we live in Suffolk? There's no hills. It is like a flat marshland, isn't it, Suffolk? It's a flat marshland.
No hills at all.
No, well, they're not really hills. Do you know, like probably where you live in Wales, you probably got quite a few big hills. But in Suffolk,
right.
in Suffolk, it's quite flat. It's not. There's like.
Where'd you go? If it snows now, like we're gonna go on your sleigh.
We don't get to go on the sleigh where I live. You have to like get a rope up to your car and tug the kids down the road.
Yeah.
There's no hills. There's no hills to go sleighing. It's the flattest. It's one of the flattest. Essex and Suffolk, or Norfolk. They're like some of the flattest areas in the UK, aren't they?
I don't know. It's all mountains. It's like Lord of the Rings round by here.
That's what I mean. They've probably got beacons, haven't they, and all sorts. Like, do you know, light the beacon. You can see the beacon. See, like that's how you communicate out in Wales, isn't it?
We have pedal bikes in the garden. Gets the electric going, and pulls the mine carts up then, so we can have some coal to keep the house warm at night. But we don't have peacocks in our gardens. We got sheep.
You got sheep running about, yeah. Mate. Do you know this time of year it's quite sad, really. Do you know we had the discussion about meat and all that? I think it was the last podcast episode. We talked about meat and we talked about like people that eat meat and etc. farmers and all that. All the field. There's a lot of fields around by me and they're all pig farms. Well, we was driving to Bury today. Bury St Edmunds to go and do a bit of shopping, and all the pig fields are all empty. And I said to Keith, it's quite sad this time of year because them pigs were really happy about 2 weeks ago, and it's now
they've all been killed. Well,
they've been taken off somewhere, haven't they? And it's not nice. They're all in Greg's. They're all in the what's the sausage factory called? The decent sausages, the Richmond factory, or something like that.
No,
it's not sad, good. It's horrible. It's sad. It's so horrible. And it's as we said last week. It's not. It's a really horrible thing to think about.
When they kill an animal like that, though, like all the meat they're going to use, aren't they? Do they take what do they do with the brain? Do people eat brains? Or is that like not a thing?
I don't know what they do. I honestly. I just couldn't even imagine what they do with it. But do you know what made me laugh? We was driving. Where was we driving? We was driving somewhere the other. Oh, we was going to. So where Key's mum and dad live, there's roadworks on the motorway, so it's really hard to take the direct route. We had to go around the houses, and there's a pick your own. Do you know like you go and pick your pumpkin farm for like Halloween? Pick your own turkey farm. So you go walk into a live farm. I want that one. Like,
oh no!
It's like names on what is the world coming to? Like, how long has that been going on for? Pick your own turkeys.
You obviously like Christmas dinner, didn't you? I love a turkey Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
it's the best.
I do. Like, I was really disappointed yesterday. I thought we was going to get Christmas dinner at that do I went to, and they come out and they gave us prawn cocktail and a bit of crispy aromatic duck from, I think, the local Chinese. Really? Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, I love crispy duck.
I love duck. Don't get me wrong, I love duck. But when I'm at a do like that, I don't want duck. I want like a proper Christmas dinner, cranberry sauce, all that stuff.
I like ducks.
I like ducks.
When I was a kid, though, like we lived like in the wilderness. Now we lived like in the sticks a bit. I remember my dad opened the garage once, and there was like a big bowl, and there was like little ducklings in there, and I think they lost their mum or something, and then he like just left them in the bowl, and then they ended up running off down the river on their own. But for 2 days they were like my best friend. and then I like DuckTales, the cartoon, so I got a big attachment to ducks.
I love duck. Do you know DuckTales?
It's a good looking animal, isn't it? A duck.
Yeah.
Like you look at a pigeon, which is a pigeon, but a duck. There's something about a duck that makes it a bit more special. they are though, and they got better beaks.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I suppose they are a bit more of a better looking animal than some of the other birds around.
By me, there's a lake, and you like walk your dog around it. But they got those Canada geese.
Yeah. Why are they Canadian? Why are they Canada geese? By the way, do they actually fly from Canada to the UK?
Well, these ones are from Wales, but
but why are they called Canadian geese? There's a question for you. Why? Why do we call them Canadian geese?
I don't know. But they do those Canada goose coats, don't they? And I look at them, I think, you're going to end up in a coat.
Here's a question for you, right? Do you know you get feather pillows?
Feathered pillows?
Feathered pillows. So, you get them. Do you know you get feathered pillows that, like, nice, they're duck feather pillows. Duck feather pillows for...
duck pillows.
Yeah, so to sleep on. So do they have a farm of ducks just to pluck their feathers out?
Gotta be.
To put in pillows?
Gotta be.
How do you know what? I don't even want to think about that, because I think that is this... How would you like it if someone come along and went zipped your hair off and went, right...
They shear sheep, don't they?
Yeah, but sheep's a bit different, because sheep, they do it at a certain time of year, don't they? So they shear the sheep like to keep them cool as well, don't they? You think if the sheep was, well, I'd imagine that's why they do it. They let them get all big and fluffy over winter, and then as it starts to get cooler again, they then zip the sheep off, don't they? I don't know how many times a year they do it, but I'm sure it's only once or twice a year, isn't it?
Number one and short on top.
He walks into the barber and says, "Yeah, I want a higher fade this time. I want a higher fade."
Have you ever seen him doing it? I think it's quite full on, isn't it? You have to like proper like hold the sheep down. Do you ever watch Clarkson's Farm? You see him do it on there. Yeah, I think that's where I've seen it.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. It is very interesting. I could never be a farmer. Never be a farmer.
I love the fact with Clarkson's Farm how he's like taking what's the boy's name on it?
Oh, Caleb.
And he's like taking him under his wing.
Yeah, it's good.
Clarkson's cool. I like to meet Clarkson. I want to go to his farm.
I'd like to have actually, he would be a good person to spend an hour with, Clarkson.
Yeah.
And have a chat with him and talk about
him, though,
he'd annihilate you. I want to try his beer. Have you tried his beer? Hawkstone beer, is it, or something like that? Well, he does his own beer, doesn't he? He creates his own beer. Hawkstone beer, I think it's called, something like that.
He'd sup a few brew dogs, wouldn't he?
Oh, he'd smash you. He'd absolutely smash you. You can tell. Do you know what? You can tell this podcast completely unscripted, because we just jump from one topic to another.
Let's talk about something else random then.
We just talk randomly for like a couple of minutes about one thing to another thing. You could tell, like, this week we have just spoke about 4, 5, 6 different topics. We've just been all over the place.
I got one then. You know, when you go to the supermarket and they got ice, yeah, They have bags of ice.
Yeah.
How do they get there?
What, bags of ice?
Yeah.
I imagine in a lorry, freezer lorry maybe. It's freezer lorries,
Surely,
isn't it?
surely it'd melt, wouldn't it?
But they're not like freezer lorries and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like, is there a factory?
The creates ice.
Is it like a big berth? Like, how much ice do they have to make to manufacture it? It must be like one massive fridge somewhere.
Do you know? Yeah. So do you know like that ice machine? Do you know like the ice machine on your freezer door or something like that? Well, people who are rich enough to have an ice machine in their freezer door, because I haven't got one. There's like a big machine like that. I'd imagine making ice somewhere, like just dropping ice out into bags.
I mean, it sounds like a stupid question, but how big's that machine gonna have to be
to create that much ice?
And then, like, if there's like tons and tons and tons of ice, like they're gonna put that into bags and then put that into a lorry, and it melt. Imagine they had like 6 tons of ice in the corner, and then you forgot about it. You went and had a cup of tea, and you come back, it's all melted.
when I'll tell you what was pretty cool actually. So when we bought me and when me and Key bought our first flat together, we decided that first year we'd have a Halloween party. So we sent out invites to everyone and said, like, come round, Halloween party. And what we decided to do was say to everybody, right, what we're gonna do, bring your drinks round. We went and bought an absolute ton of ice, and I'm talking a ton of ice, like must have been 20 odd bags of ice, maybe more, from Morrison's across the road. We basically got a trolley of ice and walked it back across the road. We filled up our bathtub with ice and then put all the drinks in the ice in the bathtub. And then the people were coming around and going, like, where do you want us to put the drinks? I said, well, if you can put them in the bath. Obviously, as the night went on, we got massively drunk as the night went on, like really, really drunk. Woke up in the morning, it was an absolute... There was just drinks sitting in our bathtub in water. And I was like, I woke up, I was like, why is there drinks in the bathtub in water? Obviously forgetting that we'd had like all this ice. I mean, it was literally just bulging out of the... But you used to have to, people were queuing up not to go to the toilet, to go and get a drink out of the bathtub because the flat was only small. It was only a small flat, so people were having to queue up to get the drinks. But yeah, when you're really drunk and you come out, and
doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. It's absolutely fantastic.
I remember going to a Christmas party like the thing you went to last night, and I got absolutely slaughtered. Amy was like, I kind of left her, wasn't very good, and then I ended up talking to these random blokes at the bar, and they all worked for Welsh Water or something, and then I was there for hours just drinking, and then end of the night, Amy comes over, and it was weird because she met this guy's wife as well, and then we all started talking. She was like, and I bought a drink, and she goes, what are you paying for? You got like vouchers? They give us vouchers to buy drinks? I was like, oh yeah, bollocks. And then I looked in my pocket and I had like loads of vouchers. I think I had like 6 or 7 left. And she goes, oh, come on, we got to go. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go. I said, I got to use my vouchers. And she's like, you got to use your vouchers now then. And I think I like racked up like 6 Jaeger bombs in a row. And then I thought it'd be a really good idea to do like all 6 in a row. And then I did it. And that's got this like lift escalator thing. And then we left the building, and you only walk outside and it just like hits you.
Yeah.
Oh, in this taxi, we're driving down this dual carriageway on the way home, and this taxi driver pulls over and goes, I don't think he's okay. And I was like sweating, and then he goes, oh no, he always gets like this, carry on driving.
Do you know that's the worst feeling? Like you know when you're in a you've had a few beers and you're in a taxi or whatever it is you're in.
And the boat starts rocking.
And the boat starts rocking. That is the worst feeling in the world. And I haven't had it much. Do you know the one thing I really hate is when you're in a taxi on the way home and you've had a night out, and Do you know what you know when you're getting older because you pre-book your taxi, and the taxi rocks up and you get in it. But when you're like a little bit younger, and the taxis, you have to wait in the queue outside the club or wherever you are for a taxi, and you get in a taxi, and that taxi ride feels about 5 hours long, and it's and the worst thing is when you've got like 3 or 4 other drop-offs at the same time, and you're having to go right round the houses. We was always the last ones as well, me and Key, always the last ones. And I'd always be the one that ends up paying for it. Always. I remember
the times as well, and it's like this time of year, and you're stood in the freezing cold, and you got like a short sleeve shirt on.
But you were so cool. Like you go out for a night, you go to the pub or whatever, and you go to and you go, right, yeah, we're going out. Let's go out. And we go to the local, like you go to the local nightclub, and like you said, you had no plans on going to do. You had no plans on going to like a nightclub, and at 3 o'clock in the morning you're freezing your nuts off because you're in a short sleeve t-shirt or a short sleeve shirt.
Yeah,
and
I get carried away. I do as well because I'll have a couple of beers, and then I think it's a really good idea to have things like Jaeger bombs or something.
Well, I do.
And then I get myself in a right knot.
But that's what I do. I'm like the first one or two. You have a few drinks, don't you? And then you think, do you know what? So let's just go to the shots. Let's do the shots, and we'll just like go mad.
I just want to be friends with everyone then as well. We went to a wedding, and I'm like, do you want a drink? And he was like, who's that? Like, I don't know. They're really friendly.
But you do, and you can't help it, can you? Like literally, you cannot help it. You just literally you do one shot, and then you do another one, and then before you know it, you're 10 shots deep. You've had about 20 bottles of WKD or VK, and then you're absolutely like in bits. You end up being like really, really you end up being all right, but it's like as soon as you walk out of that club, it's like the air hits you, and
you got surfed to the kebab shop,
and everything just goes. Oh man, it is a great feeling, but it's also the worst because then you know whether. I think once the air hits you, that's when you know whether you'll be sick or not.
When I was younger, there was always like one club who was like really cheesy as well, and they get to the end of the night and they like put like John Bon Jovi on or something, and you'd always get up and you'd be like, living on a prayer. Bottle of reef.
Bottle of reef. It's always weird, isn't it? Like when you're in a nightclub at the end of the night and the lights all come on, and you're like, man, this is a shithole.
Yeah. You got these mingers everywhere. And then you're one of them.
Yeah, it's like wow, this place is a proper shithole in the dark, in the light. Sorry, should I say?
Have you ever been somewhere like that, like in the daytime? Like, because I remember going to a club in Cardiff, and it was like in the day, and the club was shut because someone I knew like was working there, and it just stunk of like beer and like fags and not good. In the night time, it just was a dupe.
Some of them nightclubs you walk in, it's like squelch. Do you used to do? Did you ever used to do this? Like when you used to go out to a nightclub, like me and Key were quite party animals when we was a bit younger. We'd go out on a Thursday night, a Friday night, and a Saturday night, and we'd go out clubbing on 3 nights sometimes, and we'd do like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And by the Saturday night, we'd end up in the same club as well. It weren't like a different club every night. It was the same club. So
was it a treacle box?
A treacle mine. By the Saturday, that club, the floor is disgusting. It's horrible. It's sticky. It's like they just do a very minor clean just to make sure it's ready for the next night. And then over the week, it obviously all dries out, and then it obviously goes back again. And it's quite fun. It's the same club that I shot that woman in the face with the cork.
Like when I was a kid, I used to work behind the bar for like extra cash, and some of the states, because you'd have people being sick and like women putting things down the toilet they're not meant to put down there, and you're like blocking it up, and you think you're really cool, and you're like serving. They go, Lou, go at the back and plunge the bog again.
But you know, I always love about nightclubs. I always love you go in there and there's the bloke in the toilet with all the aftershave, and he's like,
yeah.
He's like,
what's what they say? No spray, no lay.
No, yeah, need to say it like that's exactly it. They just say, and you're like, oh no, it's absolutely.
But you know, you've been in there one time, and you've got like, remember you had like loads of pound coins in your pocket, and then you go in your pocket and you look at your hand, and you'd have like 20 quid in pound coins, which is like all your money you had in the world. And then you'd like grab like a handful of them, it's like 4 quid, and you go, give me a spray. And you spray with dupe, and you walk back out, drop some more shapes to Bon Jovi, buy 2 more reef.
Dupe's like not a thing. Dupe's not a real like good aftershave anymore, is it? Like people don't really wear dupe anymore.
No, but like in the 90s, it was funny when everyone had it.
Dupe, like dupe, blue water, no, clear water, cool water. That was another one everyone used to wear all the time. But yeah, like people don't wear it no more, do they? Like it's not a thing anymore. It's mad how the times change. It's
yeah, I went out in Cardiff one year with some of my mates, like Christmas time, and we just went for a few beers and a walk around. We went into John Lewis.
Yeah.
And I walked in there and I was like, they had the big standard Creed. It's like a real expensive one, isn't it? And I was like, so I grabbed the bottle and I squirted loads on me. And the woman was like looking at me. So I was like, big grin, like spraying it all over me because it's like 5 million quid a bottle. And then she goes, do you need help? I'm like, oh no, it's having a spray. She goes, you realise that's the ladies, didn't you? I sprayed like perfume all over me. It's like bollocks.
Oh no, it's not good. Oh mate, well, I think we should wrap the most random podcast up ever.
It is our first one, and we are on Facebook, not YouTube.
Yeah, it's we decided this week we'd go live and do a live podcast. Obviously, this will get it won't even get edited up. We'll just cut it and put it onto Spotify and all that. And yeah, I think we'll say thank you very much, people, for watching. Appreciate what we will do. I think is as if we carry on doing some live podcasts or live shows, we'll probably get the viewers more involved. I'd say in the future.
Live event. We should maybe plan a bit more because we could do some really cool stuff, couldn't we? We just need to plan it.
We could do, but we're just terrible at planning, and we like just get a few beers inside us and just talk absolute terrible nonsense. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and thanks very much for listening. If you're listening on the podcast,
one more thing. That come through?
I can't hear anything, mate.
I had Macho Man for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, guys, see you later on. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.